Hey, welcome everybody. So for this video, we're going to talk about some words and phrases that you could use at a very basic beginner level when you're going to a restaurant where they only speak Spanish. So we'll kind of start from the beginning when you get to the restaurant, while you're at your table, and at the end of the dinner. So let's say you get to the restaurant, you have a reservation already because you did that on the phone somehow. You could say, Tengo una reservación. Mi nombre es Smith. Now let's say you don't have a reservation, let's keep this super basic. So like let's say you want a table for 6 people. You could just say, buenos días, una mesa para 6 personas, por favor. So likely they'll sit you down next and probably bring you the menu, but let's say they forget the menu. Menu in Spanish is just el menú, so el menú, por favor. Now after you've had your menu for a while, they'll probably want to come back and ask you for what you want to drink. So they'll probably say something like, ¿Qué desean para tomar? So what do you want to drink? Tomar. Now beber does mean to drink, but I think you'd be probably more likely to hear the verb tomar for meaning to drink. So to answer that question, you can quite simply just make it as easy as possible. You can say para mí, which just means for me, and then say what it is that you want. So para mí, una cerveza, you could specify it, or una limonada, una Coca-Cola, or whatever. So once you got your drinks, they're probably gonna come back and ask you what you want to eat. So listen for the verb comer meaning to eat. So they might say, ¿Qué quieren comer? O ¿Qué desean para comer? And again, keeping it simple, you could just say para mí, so that's for me, and then say the food item you want. If you want to make it just a little bit more advanced, just a little bit, you can say quiero, which is I want, and then say the item, and then do include the por favor at the end. So quiero las enchiladas, por favor. If you have some special thing that you need on it or off of your food item, it's important to know the words sin and con. So sin cebolla, without onion, or maybe con guacamole if you want that on the item in addition to whatever it is you're ordering. So at some point they might come back and check in with you, ask you how everything's doing. You could just say like, todo es muy bueno, todo es muy rico. So everything's really good, everything's really delicious. And then finally at the end of the night, maybe you want the check, the bill, and they haven't brought it to you yet. You could just say, la cuenta, por favor. That means the bill, please. And of course, at the end, assuming that everything went really well, throw in a muchas gracias just to end the night or the day well. That's kind of it. Hopefully these words and phrases helped you out a little bit. Good luck. Let me know how it goes if you ever order food in Spanish in a restaurant. Adios.